Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Outcast Shannon Moore, and you are watching Perched on the Top Rope.
The following announcement has been paid for by Perched on the Top Rope.
Shannon, I worked with Ultimo Dragon a few weeks ago, and he talked about how wrestling in Madison Square Garden was a dream of his. You were his debut match on SmackDown at Madison Square Garden. So what was it like to work with Ultimo Dragon and to actually help fulfill that dream for him?
Yeah, no, it was great, man. I was, I was his first match. I was always, a huge Ultimo Dragon supporter myself, just watching tapes and, especially in the 90s, he would be one of the Japanese guys that I would actually, watch and study and try to better my art and add that Japanese culture to my American culture whenever it comes to, my movesets. So to be part of it, man, it was great. It was awesome. It was a good experience.
And what was it like to have the match at WrestleMania and get the WrestleMania moment?
Yeah, I've been in several WrestleManias. I've been fortunate to be in, having a few of those under my belt. But I think the Madison Square Garden WrestleMania with the Cruiserweight Open that Dragon was part of himself, I think that kind of tied it in a bow. Your dreams in pro wrestling, it's like one of the things that you dream of whenever you enter this business is like, man, one day I want to wrestle in Madison Square Garden. And then obviously, you want to be part of a WrestleMania at some point in your career. Most people aren't really, they never get an opportunity to be part of WrestleMania. But just the fact to be able to, knock that out, just in one show, which is WrestleMania in Madison Square Garden, it's a dream come true, because that's what we want to do whenever we enter the business.
Yeah. And when you were in WCW, Chris Jericho really pushed Eric Bischoff to create and start storylines for cruiserweights in WCW. Now, when you got to WCW, stuff like that, the storylines had already started to begun. So what was it like to be a cruiserweight in WCW and be, the backstage between, what was the difference between WCW and WWE?
WCW was more relaxed. I feel like we had fun. We were there, I guess the locker room was just more relaxed. It wasn't, nobody walking around on eggshells. And it wasn't, I didn't feel like, a lot of times, it was overproduced. I feel like that they had faith that we could get the job done. Mm-hmm. There wasn't somebody there, pretty much overproducing our matches, or somebody there telling us exactly what to do from start to finish. We were able to have, our creative input whenever it come to matches. And I feel like that just all the executives knew, hey, we hired these guys for a reason. We know they can get the job done, and they just let us go out and we got to do our thing, especially the cruiserweights, man. We'd go out and we'd rip it up, man.
Yeah, and anytime WCW Nitro with the Monday Night Wars was on and the cruiserweights were on, I definitely turned it to the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
Favorite style of wrestling. Shannon, whose idea was it to put Tank Abbott with your group?
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure whose idea it was.
Okay.
But I will say that it was great.
Yeah.
I feel like it worked. Tank was a legit badass, he took that job serious. I don't think that he took it as okay, I'm gonna act like 3 count security whenever we're on camera, because even off camera, whenever we'd be out in public, Tank would defend us at night. He would go off on people. So I think in his head, he was legitimately, 3 counts bodyguard.
Yeah.
But I thought it was entertaining and great, man.
Yeah.
Tank did a good job with it. I feel like that it gave us another dimension. After, doing the 3 count thing for a while, it just added another layer to 3 count.
Yeah.
So I loved it, man. I had a great opportunity to do something fun and with somebody that's a legit badass like Tank.
All right. Now, in WCW, WWE, and TNA, was there anyone in each one of those promotions you wanted to work with but didn't get the chance to?
I think, in WCW, I always wanted to work with Jericho. Never got a chance to work with Jericho or Malenko whenever Malenko was, really active in the ring. Those are 2 guys that I really wanted to work with. I feel like in TNA, I got to work with everybody that I wanted to. In WWE, I think the only person that I probably didn't get to have like a one-on-one match with like I did stuff with would be Taker. You know, like I feel like Taker was a true locker room leader, and I have a lot of respect for Taker. And I just feel like that would be the one guy that being able to have some sort of, you know, whether it was just a one-off match or a pay-per-view match with, and to get his seal of approval. It's like I've did everything I've ever, you know, like wanted to do in this business. Like, you know, WrestleManias, you know, whenever it comes to like the world championships and stuff, like that stuff never really mattered to me. It was more about being on the marquee shows and being on like the marquee pay-per-views. And, you know, I got to knock that out with, you know, Starrcade. I was in Starrcade in WCW. I was in Bound for Glories. I was in, you know, WrestleManias. But I think the one match that I just never got to have, and, you know, never say never, but it'll bother me not to be able to say that I had a match with Taker, and get his seal of approval. Just, you know, like, hey, you know, as far as work rate goes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we'd like to thank ESS for allowing this interview to happen as we are here at Showcase of Legends 6. Shannon, where can fans find you on social media? Where can they find merch for you?
Yeah, so merch, you can find it on social media. If you contact me at Twitter, at the Shannon brand, at THE, the Shannon brand. The Shannon brand on Twitter, and then Shannon Moore on Facebook, and then on Instagram, the Shannon Moore. So that's where you can find me. Or email me at gaschambertattoo@gmail.com. Also tattoo, I know everybody hits me up about that. So if you want to make your tattoo appointments and travel to Tampa, come and see me. You can hit me up at Gas Chamber Inc. or gaschambertattoo.com.
Awesome. Shannon, thank you for the time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit subscribe so you can get all our content here at Perched on the Top Rope. And fans, remember, spoiler free's the way to be. I'm out.